Before this video begins, I need to make a disclaimer about everything that's going to happen. So this is not to make fun of or put down religion or church or anything of the sort. This is just a funny story of a dumb decision made by a 5-year-old. And it's not to insult anyone that's religious. It's just a humorous story. Now, with the disclaimer out of the way, here's the video.
Dun 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 dun. Ta-da!
Okay, now time for the actual video. Hey, what's up guys, Jerry here. So for today's video, it's gonna be another vlog. This time, it's gonna be how I almost burned down a church when I was 5 years old. You might be wondering, how the heck could I burn down a church when I was 5? Well, you'll find out in the story. So, it was a typical Sunday, in a sense of me, my mom, and my sister going to church. Yeah, I used to go to church back then. Anywho, when we got there, we did the normal thing, sat on the pews, and then me and my sister went to go do some activities. So, while we were there, the teacher wanted me to light a candle for some reason. This was a very, very, very poor decision on her part, because why would you trust a 5-year-old to light a candle? Not really the smartest idea. Anyways, she just struck the matchbox, she handed me the match, and it was going okay for a couple of seconds. Anyways, when I went to where the candle was, I lowered the match diagonally, and apparently you're not supposed to do that, and I burned my finger. So, in pain, I dropped it. It was still lit, and it landed on the rug. Somehow, the church did not burst into flames. Thankfully, I would have been in such trouble if the church caught on fire. Thankfully, it was stamped out. Anyhow, yeah, I dropped a lit match on the rug. Not the best move at all, in the slightest. There could have been so many things that went wrong. The church could have burned down for one, and that's not even the half of it. That church wasn't only a church. It doubled as a church. It's originally a school. So I would have not only burned down a church, but a school. That would have led to so much trouble. I almost committed arson when I was a 5-year-old. That's really, really bad. All jokes aside though, that could have turned into such a horrible scenario. The scenario would have gotten even worse too. I would have, 1, burnt down a church, 2, burnt down a school, and 3, potentially get a teacher fired. Yeah, I said it. Since a teacher did allow this to happen, essentially, you really would have to question who to really blame here. I'm not setting any blame, but if something like that did really happen, the teacher would probably be fired because she let a 5-year-old destroy a church. And a school. Not the best move. So, I almost burnt down a church, a school, and got a teacher fired. Thankfully, none of that happened. Those would be the consequences if that did happen. Somehow, the church managed to not get burned down. I'm really happy about that, it wouldn't have affected me per se that much because I had graduated preschool at that point. However, some other kids, they would have been really affected by not being able to go to school. And I would have been almost as bad as the coronavirus. Because the coronavirus is keeping people out of school. I would have done the same thing if the church did burn down in a more destructive fashion, per se. Anyways, moral of the story is, do not let a 5-year-old ever light a candle, or at least completely supervise them and tell them what to do the entire step of the way instead of letting them try to figure it out on their own, because that could have caused a very large catastrophe. So, thankfully, it didn't happen. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and more like this will keep coming out. Also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe and comment down below as well whether or not you want me to continue stories like these. And more will keep coming. Peace.